Hi, Will from Music Tech here at Superbooth with Tim Exile.
Hi.
Hi, Tim. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Yeah. And we're looking at Endless. So, Tim, what is Endless?
So Endless is it's a collaborative platform. Woo! For superhero musical jammers. So it's all about turning music into something that you do with people in real time. It's almost like a sport. So you make riffs together. So I make a riff on the iPad or on my iPhone.
Yeah.
If we're in a jam together, as soon as I make that riff, you've got it. Whether it's beats or something I've recorded in through the mic, or it's a modular synth, or it's some bass line or whatever. You get that. Then you can either remix that through some effects, or you can add another layer onto it and let's make a new riff, send it back to me. So it's kind of like, imagine like WhatsApp, but take out the keyboard for writing text, put in drum machines and synths and effects and stuff like that.
So when you say riffs, do you mean they're literally like little snippets of...
The little snippets, so you can see some of them here. So here's our monitor with all the latest riffs are coming in. So this is the Superbooth jam, and Uncle Homunculus, who's one of our top users, he's in the jam already. He's making, so that was a riff that he made just now.
Okay.
And that came in, it's just being played, and you can see in here that riff's got a bunch of different layers in it. So it's got some stuff he's taken in through the mic, it's got some drums he's put down, and it's got some bass in there.
Okay. So then what happens when you get it?
So when I get, I've also got the riff on this iPad here. Actually, well, the internet's a bit shonky here, so we seem to have an internet problem. Classic. But anyway, so here's a recent riff that Uncle Homunculus did.
Okay.
So I'll play this riff, and say here I've got a sound that I dialed up. And I just grab it, and that's added it to the riff. And if the internet was working properly, which it's just suddenly stopped doing,
it would appear on here.
Then it would be coming up. I mean, it comes up straight away. It takes about 200-300 milliseconds latency for the riff to arrive on your device.
So you can literally bat things back and forth in real time almost.
Yeah, it's in real time.
Right.
It's like jamming in real time, but it's asynchronous. So you don't have all the latency rubbish.
Right. Okay.
Because many people have tried to do this real-time jamming thing, but server latency will, not in the next 2 decades is server latency going to be low enough to do that. So
okay. And well, I mean, this looks like a really cool idea. Oh, you've just popped up actually. I think there you are.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, there we go. It's just showed up.
Excellent. And so, what's the idea then from getting from a riff to a finished piece, or is that not the idea?
Well, that's not the idea. So what we want to do with Endless is, so we've had the hardware revolution, the Eurorack revolution, synths, etc. was all about getting away from the computer, towards just doing music in the moment.
Yeah.
And it's really what we're doing is we're kind of using that as a jumping off point.
Okay.
Because still, the music industry, it kind of expects records and people have to release records.
Yeah.
And even if you're an amazing live jammer, you still have to release records. That might not be your top skill. So really, in the long term, we want Endless to be a platform where if you're a live jammer, it's almost like being an amazing footballer. You can be at the top of your game and everybody wants to go and see you play and they want to be there. And so that's the goal. So the riff is just it's like a GIF. The riff is our GIF or it's a tweet.
Right. Okay.
It's part of a conversation.
Yeah.
And you can export stems if you want. So I can take this riff and I can save it as stems.
Oh right. Okay.
So you can do that. You can export all of this stuff. But the purpose of Endless is about interaction. So it's about you, me, everybody in these different jams, just enjoying music together, and that being the skill of people getting good at that is that's the output really.
Right.
The output is skill rather than content.
Okay. Amazing. And how are you handling knowing who's been involved in each project, is there like any kind of complicated tracking of who's been putting stuff where?
Yeah, so obviously like we're dealing with musicians, and musicians like to own stuff. So yeah, we track. I mean, at the moment, it's really early beta. There's a bunch of stuff that we're still to build, but basically we've got an algorithm for tracking all the authorship right the way down. I mean, we're not going to go till like someone's got like 1/10,000th share in a riff. That then we're not going to bother about it. But to a sort of reasonable fraction, we're going to be tracking like who's authored stuff, and if that stuff. I mean, it's mainly the main problem is like if people want to take stuff off the platform.
Yeah.
You need to get permission from those people.
Right.
But what we say, like the way the licensing works, is that when you use the service, when you do stuff on Endless, it's your stuff. You keep it, you own it, but you give Endless a license, and everyone else on the platform a license to do whatever they want with it.
Right.
But on the platform.
So it's basically open sourcing it, but within the.
Within the platform.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. So. Cool. So I mean, if someone, let's say like Kanye West was on Endless and discovered your riff, and was just like, I want to use that. Yeah. So you still have to approach you. Yeah. To get your permission to take it off platform.
Well, I look forward to hearing from him.
Cool. Yeah. No, he was round here. He was asking.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. About time. Okay, so it's how much does it cost then? Is it a free app or is it a paid download? How does it work?
Well, it's free. So we're in beta at the moment. Okay. It's free. Yeah. So anybody can get on the beta. Okay. We're looking to launch in the App Store later this year. I mean, we're not sure how much functionality we're going to put in before we go on full launch. When we go on full launch, there'll be it's probably going to be that's a subscription basically. So there's a substantial free tier. Yeah. So you can just mess around. Yeah. But if you wanna keep like a record of all the riffs you've done, we have to keep that on our servers.
Sure, and that costs money.
Yeah. So there's going to be a subscription for that, and for like extra, like being able to design your own sounds and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff. We're a small team right now. I mean, we've got one full-time developer and three part-time subcontractor. So I mean, it's incredible what these guys have done.
And when are you hoping to go public release?
Well, hoping tomorrow. No, sorry.
When will you actually be going public? Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd probably be. I mean, as I said, we want to get out this year, but it's also we're currently in like massive learning zone. Basically, we're learning about. We've got this Discord server where all our kind of top jammers and people who are really into it are getting together, and they're kind of like. They're just behaving the way they want to behave, and we're learning from them. We're just like, so we need to build that thing.
Right. So it's a very collaborative development process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We want to, we don't want to just like sit in a dark room and come up with some idea of a thing that we think other people might want. We want to know that we're building the thing that people actually do want. So that's what makes our launch date unpredictable. But we want to do it. We want to do it this year.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Tim, it looks amazing. Sounds great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks.